Okay, hello students. So welcome back with teacher in biology form 5, chapter 4, transport in plants. Matthew 19 verse 26, with God all things are possible. So today we will study new chapter 4.1 until 4.5. Okay, chapter 4. The first one is vascular tissue. Okay, the necessity of transport in plants. So we have learned about transport in human and animal during your form 4. Okay, so plants also have transport system. Okay, why do plants need a transport system as well? Okay, plants are multicellular organism. Plants are formed from cells that need water and nutrient. Okay, so the large and tall size of plants create a total surface area that is insufficient for the plant to absorb its basic needs. Okay, so tumbuhan itu adalah tinggi, so dia punya total surface area itu tidak cukup untuk dia melaksanakan dia punya kehidupan, kan? Okay, dia punya basic needs. Okay, so in order to overcome this problem, plants have vascular tissue. Okay, vascular tissue to transport water, mineral salt, and also nutrient to all the cells. Okay, so vascular tissue for plants consists of xylem and phloem. So xylem, we know, transport water and mineral salt absorbed by the roots to the stem and leaves, while phloem is to transport the organic compound which are synthesized by the leaves through photosynthesis, okay, from leaves to the stems and also the roots. Okay, so this is the example. We have moss, and also we have a vascular plant in a tropical rainforest. Structural adaptations of xylem vessel and tracheids to transport water and mineral salt. Okay, so other than transporting water and mineral salt absorbed by the roots to the stems and leaves, xylem is also responsible to provide mechanical support to the plant. Okay, so how does the structure of xylem adapt to its function? Okay, figure 4.2a here is a micrograph of cross sections of the stem. Okay, so we have xylem vessel here. Okay, we zoom in here, xylem vessel. Okay, xylem vessel and also tracheid. Xylem vessel, this one, xylem vessel, they consist of dead cells at maturity and do not have cytoplasm. So these cells are arranged longitudinally from end to the end to form a continuous tube. Okay, so that it will allow water flow from the roots to the leaves. Okay, the wall of xylem vessels also have lignin thickening, so that it will give strength to the xylem vessel to prevent them collapse. Okay, due to the tension force and pressure changes when water moves through xylem vessel. And also the lignin thickening, okay, also to prevent the plant from being bent. Okay, bent. And then we have tracheid here. Okay, tracheid. The cell wall of the tracheid also has a lignin thickening, and also pits, liang, to allow water movement to the adjacent cell, untuk pergerakan air ke sel-sel jiran lah, sel-sel yang bersebelahan. Okay, So structural adaptations of sieve tube and companion cell to the transport of organic substance. Okay, kalau tadi itu adalah untuk xylem vessel and trachea untuk water and mineral salt. Okay, kali ini adalah sieve tubes and companion cell. Ini adalah untuk transport food ataupun organic substance hasil photosynthesis. So here phloem tissue transport and also distribute dissolved organic compounds such as sucrose, amino acid, and also the plant's hormones to the all parts of the plants. So unlike xylem, phloem is a living cell because it has cytoplasm. So this is xylem. Okay, and then here is the phloem. This is the companion cell. So kalau kita lihat dia punya structure begini ya. This is the companion cell. And here we have sieve plate. And this is the sieve tube. Okay, sieve tube di sini. Okay. So how do sieve tubes and companion cells adapt to their functions? Sieve tubes dia tidak mempunyai nukleus, ribosom dan juga vacuoles. So ini akan menyebabkan sucrose molecule senang to pass through the sieve tubes easily. Okay, so on both ends of the sieve tubes dia ada sieve plate. Okay, sieve plate. So sieve plate ini dia ada pores atau liang di mana organic compound itu akan flow from one sieve tube to the next sieve tubes. Okay. Companion cell contain mitochondria, so to provide energy in the form of ATP to transport the sucrose from the leaves to the sieve tube through active transport. Okay, so transport of water and mineral salt. Bagaimana water and mineral salt itu punya transport? So water is very important to the growth of plant because water helps to move mineral salt from the soil to the stems and leaves. And water also helps the plants to achieve dia punya turgidity, kesegahan supaya dia remain fresh. Okay? So the water and mineral salt movement from soil to the leaves are helped by these three. Satu, transpirational pull. Kedua, capillary action. Ketiga, root pressure. Okay. What is transpirational pull? Transpirational pull produced when water that is evaporated from the stomata pulls water from the leaves. Okay. Maksudnya apabila air dia evaporated to the surrounding through the stomata, so itu akan menghasilkan transpirational pull that will pulls the water from the leaves to be evaporated out. Okay. Kedua adalah capillary action. Capillary action is produced from adhesion force and cohesion force of water molecule which moves water upwards in the stem against gravity. So here ini berlaku di stem, okay, di batang. Okay, adhesion force and cohesion force. Okay. Root pressure adalah di sini. Root pressure moves water from the soil into the xylem vessel of the root via osmosis. Okay, so itu adalah maksud ketiga-tiga ini. So the directions of water movement is from the root to the leaf. Okay. So how does water move from soil to the xylem vessel? Okay, if this is the root system of a plant, so we have water. Blue one is water. We have the root hair here, and then this is the soil particles. Okay. Water is absorbed into the xylem by the root system, which has root hairs. So we look here. Number 1. The water potential in root hair cells okay, root hair cells is lower compared to the water potential in the soil. Maksudnya di soil lagi banyak air banding di root hair cell. Okay, begitu. So this is because the mineral ions are actively pumped by the root hair cell into the vacuole. So this will cause the sap cells of the root hair to have low water potential compared to the soil. Okay, so water will diffuse. Okay, water from the soil will diffuse into the root hair cell. Okay, and then dia diffuse lagi masuk pergi epidermis via osmosis. Okay, so now the high water potential in the root hair cell will cause the water to diffuse from the root hair cell into the cortex. Okay, this condition causes osmosis to continuously occur throughout the cortex and then to endodermis and then to pericycle. Okay, to pericycle layer. So this will cause the root pressure to push the water into the xylem vessel of the root and then xylem vessel of the stem. So itulah yang berlaku, bagaimana cara air itu masuk daripada soil masuk ke dalam root hair cell. So how does water moves in the xylem vessel? Sekarang bagaimana air itu naik melalui xylem vessel, melawan gravity. Okay, so for tall plants, root pressure cannot transport water to the leaves, especially the shoots. Okay, therefore the movements of water molecule in the xylem vessel is also helped by capillary actions of xylem. Okay, produce the adhesion and cohesion forces and also transpirational pull. Okay, adhesion and cohesion forces will produce a pulling force which will continuously move water in the xylem vessel. So here, this is the xylem. So now water move through the xylem vessel of the stem melalui capillary actions of the xylem, iaitu melalui adhesion and cohesion force dan juga itu transpirational pull. Okay, adhesion force itu adalah di antara water molecule dengan wall di sini. Manakala cohesion force itu adalah force between the water molecules. So ini capillary action produce adhesion and cohesion force that will help water move in the xylem vessel. So when transpiration process happen, water will diffuse out as a water vapor from the spaces between the cell to the surrounding through open stoma. So sini spongy mesophyll cell will lose water and they will have a low water potential, okay, berbanding dengan adhesion cells. Okay, water molecules diffuse from neighboring cell via spongy mesophyll cells by osmosis. So this movement will produce a force called transpirational pull that pulls water molecule in the xylem vessel to the leaves, out to the outside of the leaves through the opening of the stoma. Okay, so water here, water vapor will release to the surrounding by transpiration. So now we are going to compare gutations and also transpiration. So if we look to this picture here, this is guttation. Nampak ini water droplets, and transpiration itu adalah evaporation lah of water molecules from the plant to the surrounding. So similarities between these two, the first one, both processes occur through the leaf, okay, melalui daun, and then both process also causes permanent water loss from the plant. The differences between guttation and transpiration: guttation happens at night and early morning, manakala transpiration happens on hot and windy days. Panas dan berangin, senanglah untuk evaporate ataupun transpiration. Guttation only happens in herbaceous plant. Transpiration happen in all plant. Okay. In guttation, water is released in the form of water droplets, but transpiration as water vapor, uap air. Guttation, water is released through a special structure at the end of the leaf veins. Di hujung-hujung urat daun itu, so water akan dilepaskan dalam bentuk water droplets. Tapi di sini water vapor itu released through stomata. Guttation happen when root pressure is high, while the transpiration is controlled by the opening and closing of the stomata. Guttation will release water that is rich in minerals. Transpiration will release pure water as water vapor. So the conditions of plants that do not undergo transpiration and guttation. What happened to the plants that cannot undergo transpiration and guttation? So this is for guttation, this is for transpiration. So without guttation, effective root pressure cannot be maintained. So water absorption by root hair cell is disrupted in the surrounding with high relative humidity. And without gutations also, plant waste substance cannot be eliminated. So if guttation does not occur, the leaf vein pressure become high and will cause the leaf vein to burst. Okay, this will lead to the leaves to being exposed to pathogen when it bursts, and it will eventually fall. Okay, while effect towards plants that do not undergo transpiration. Without transpiration, optimum temperature of plants cannot be maintained. So increase in temperature will denature enzyme and also disrupt the biochemical processes such as photosynthesis, respiration, and so on. So without transpiration, mineral ions such as potassium ion cannot be transported from the roots to the leaves for photosynthesis. So without transpiration, water transport throughout the plants will be disrupted and causing the plants to wilt, layu. So akhirnya tumbuhan itu akan mati. Okay, seterusnya adalah translocation. So what is translocation? Translocation is a process of transporting organic substance ataupun food lah kan, such as sucrose, amino acid, hormone, okay, in the phloem from leaves to the other parts of the plant such as root and also stem. So what is the necessity? Why we need translocation in plants? Okay, translocation helps in transporting the product of photosynthesis from leaves to the other parts of the plants. Okay, such as root, fruit, tip of shoot, developing flower. Okay, so these are needed for growth. So other than that, translocation also transport excess photosynthesis product to the other parts of the plant. For example, rhizomes, tubers, and also bulbs. Okay, so this is the pathway of translocation in plant. Number 1, sucrose is actively transported into the sieve tube. Okay, here sucrose, this is the product of photosynthesis. Sucrose here will be This is leaf cell. Sucrose transported into the sieve tube. Okay, this is sieve tube. Okay. Number 2, the transport of sucrose into the sieve tube through the companion cell, okay, from the leaf cell, will reduce the water potential in the sieve tube. Okay, water potential di sini sieve tube akan menurun. Okay, so apa yang berlaku ialah water will diffuse from the xylem to the sieve tube via osmosis. Okay, and then the water diffusion will increase the hydrostatic pressure in the sieve tube. So the increase in the hydrostatic pressure will cause the phloem to be pushed along the sieve tube to other organs of the plant. So the phloem sap, the sucrose, is transported from the sieve tube to the other parts of the stem. Okay, to the other parts of the stem, such as stems, root, shoot, fruits, tubers, by active transport here. Okay, and then the high water potential in the phloem, okay, will cause the water to diffuse to go back to the xylem via osmosis. Okay, and then now the water will move along the xylem vessel against the gravity, okay, helped by transpiration pull. So this is the pathway of translocation in plant. Next one, phytoremediation. Phytoremediation is one of the treatment methods that uses plants for the purpose of degradation, extractions, or eliminations of polluted substance from soil and from water. Okay, so maksudnya dia menggunakan tumbuhan, okay, untuk eliminate bahan yang mencemarkan daripada tanah dan air. Okay, so itu adalah phytoremediation. So, the uses of phytoremediation in life. Sunflower acts as a hyperaccumulator, which can eliminate heavy metals such as zinc, chromium, copper, lead, and nickel, and also radioactive substances such as cesium and strontium. Okay, sunflower. Number 2, there are aquatic plants that are suitable to treat wastewater in waste plant. Okay, using the phytoremediation method. For example, we have Pistia stratiotes. Ini adalah water lettuce plana, ni ya, this one, which has a fast growth rate and they can accumulate heavy metals and also absorb the nutrient in the waste plant. Okay. Number 3, the root of groundwater spinach, okay, here, able to absorb mercury from soil. Okay, whereas the roots of river water spinach are able to absorb heavy metals such as cadmium from water. Okay, so that's all for today. So remember, transport in plant, the organic materials, the water and mineral salts, and also the phytoremediation. Okay, thank you, class.